What is it like, trying to, please the shareholders, but also Warren and Charlie?
There is no better place to run a business than inside of Berkshire Hathaway. Now, the reality is with MidAmerican, Greg Abel's the CEO, and there's 16,000 employees that run the business. What I get to do is find opportunities within my area of expertise for Berkshire. And, Warren and Charlie and the board have just created this unbelievable environment where you don't worry about anything but running businesses well and finding opportunities that fit within the structure. And yesterday we had a managers meeting of all the CEOs and the businesses, and in one of the most difficult economic times any of us have seen in our career, nobody in that room is whining or worried about whether there's opportunity tomorrow or whether the company, we're not rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic as many companies are. And that's the unbelievable just umbrella that Berkshire Hathaway provides. We don't hire people unless we have 125% need for that position. We really push our folks that we shouldn't be adding a person if we don't believe there's a career opportunity there. Everybody else pull in and suck it up and get it done first before we do that. That way you don't find yourself suddenly laying off a bunch of people. And but again, the Berkshire long-term mentality of expanding the moat, creating more value, gives us that flexibility.
Humility seems to be a big part of this company, and at one point a geothermal investment that didn't turn out to be a strong one for MidAmerican lost some money. You offered to step down because of that, taking full responsibility, is that right?
Well, it was my responsibility. I made the decision to do it, and it was a mistake. And frankly, as I said to Warren and Mr. Scott at the time, I said I would fire myself. So I'm,
But you're still here. So what did they say?
Warren's the kind of guy that he makes decisions based on a broader scope than that, and said, well, everybody's going to make a mistake. Don't get good at it. But on balance, he disagreed. But again, that's part of the culture that Warren creates here, where people are judged on a longer-term scale than quarterly results or one mistake. Now, that was a pretty big mistake, though.
What's ahead for MidAmerican under the Berkshire family?
Well, since we've been part of Berkshire, when we joined the Berkshire family, we were probably around $12 billion in assets. We're now around $41 billion, and so we've had a huge opportunity to grow. We tried to buy Constellation Energy last year, and the economics made sense when it was all said and done, but they chose a different path.
Could that have been for the better of MidAmerican?
Well, we ended up with a $1.2 billion check to go away, which is better than.
Take it.
Yeah, I've had worse problems. We would have. It's a good company. We would have liked to own them. We had the right to match what the French company was doing, and we just didn't think that made sense. So I'd rather not do a deal than stretch to do one that I'm not comfortable with.